Lene, you went 3 for 3 tonight from the three-point line. Can you just talk about how your game's kind of evolved into that position?
Coach Ryan, my teammates, they all have had trust in me to shoot the ball. The past few games before this, I haven't been shooting particularly well, and they just have done a great job of just encouraging me to keep shooting and encouraging me to play how I normally play.
As a sophomore, you're still young with the college game. How has you kind of adapted to being more of a starting position kind of player?
I think it's about the team. It's how well we all play together on the floor. It's about our team chemistry. It's about our defensive stops and just playing well together.
Now, going into Saturday, we have a big game against Kent State at Kent. What are you guys kind of taking away from this game specifically to target at Kent?
Our energy was great. We never had a play on the court where it just looked like we weren't trying. We played with heart tonight, and that's something that we want and need to carry over to Kent. Moving the ball, we also moved the ball very well, and everyone was able to get open shots.
Morgan got 11 points tonight. Talk about how her effort helped the team.
Morgan always has the best energy. She always has the most effort on the team. I would say that she's the person on our team who keeps us going. Anything that Morgan does always contributes to our team.
We were tied multiple points in this game. Just talk about the defense tonight.
Our defense definitely could have improved in the post. That's something that we put an emphasis on in the game. Also scrambling and finding open shooters.
If you could make an opening statement on tonight's game.
Yeah, a highly competitive MAC game, here tonight. I thought, both teams really brought it. Both teams, go-tos were on display. We know what they're running. They know what we're running. And it's, some blunt force trauma in there down low. I thought we had a good game plan for Porter. She still makes you pay with deep post position. And her ability to stay on the glass and stay active, it was an area of focus for us. She's complemented with some great three-point shooting that makes it challenging at times to pick some poisons. But I was really proud of how we prepared, really proud of our effort and, ability to compete the way that we needed to, ability to adjust against them, switching man and zone and throwing in a 1-3-1 and throwing all those different defenses that they threw at us. Our players adjusted really well in that second and third quarter in particularly, and a disappointing fourth quarter when we had to get stops and had to execute a little bit offensively. We're going to look at the film on a few of those plays and actions that our awareness needed to be just a little bit more heightened, and I think we could have taken better advantage.
There were points in this game where you guys were down and you fought back, and you had 6 players today that had 8+ points. So how would you talk about the determination and the fight that this team showed today?
Yeah, we've talked all February, and this back third of the schedule it's less about X and O and more about togetherness and uplifting each other. And I think that level of focus has allowed players not to hit depths of lows and still maintain and allow themselves to reach some highs and reach some highs together. So really proud of that. That message has been resonating in practice. That message has been resonating throughout the course of the game, and thought that was a really good predictor of us shooting the ball and sharing it and having 18 assists. I thought that was really good for us as things get tough and things get down. We did not lose that focus of what gets you there and what gets you over the hump.
And what are some positives that you guys are going to take from this game into Kent State on Saturday?
Absolutely, the 18 assists and the I think it's 10 turnovers for us. That's fantastic. That's an area of focus that we've needed to grow over the course of the season, as that has been an inverse ratio, and that has been very welcome for us, playing off of 2 feet more, seeing skip passes, hitting one mores. All of those kind of things have been really good for us. And then defensively at times, I thought our guards handled some of their guard-like actions pretty well. I thought we had some pretty good off-ball awareness defensively at times to come over. And now we got to, complete those rotations and cover down on a really strong, post player. It's not an easy task when she's down there and throwing, her physicalness around. But that's an area that we've just really got to take a step in, whether it's Erica Porter or any post for that matter.
Coach, you mentioned the improvement when it comes to the assists and turnovers. Can you talk about how your girls and your coaching staff have been able to adapt after every single game? It seems like you guys get better and you learn from what you just did.
Yeah, I've got a wonderful staff that comes with ideas, and those areas of focus, the turnovers and assists have been a cog for us that we've got to turn over and improve on. And we've been working on some one more passing all year. We've been working on post entries, and you can't. It's like a quarterback, right? You've got to be able to read the first layer, and now you got to be able to read the second layer behind. And I think our players are really starting to understand what those layers look like and those line of sights look like of having those eyes up on things. So that's been really positive, and that's the experience now of playing 20 plus games now is you know what that's going to look like. And as I've told them, it's not a special play that we're going to be able to run. Like, even late in that game, we had a good turn in the corner and weren't able to finish that layup. And, we will. I think, Zakia will finish that 9 out of 10 times. And that's what we need to learn from and grow from, that in those moments we've got to be able to finish some of those late. And then there'll be other opportunities in the game that we'll look back and say, man, I think we could have finished a little bit stronger and better and perhaps better off of 2 feet.
And of course, we love talking to you about the players, but today was your Eras game. Can we just talk about how you have acclimated to Akron and the athletics as a whole with your first season?
Yeah, I think, this is an athletic department, if we're talking Eras, is fearless. I think, they're very much about, tackling hard and embracing hard. And, in this era of NIL, transfer portal, Power 5, and like you take what you have and you make the best of it. And like this is a fantastic place across campus academically. The teachers that have been with our players have been fantastic. Our faculty athletics rep, I'm talking to on a weekly basis about programs for future recruits, things like it's those kind of things of the accessibility that is leading to a reputation of a successful environment for us to achieve even higher as we have to.
We connected on 48% of our threes tonight. Just talk about our performance from behind the arc.
It's all based on our one more shooting, and I think the level of confidence. You saw last game at Tanisha Clark knock down a couple. Zakia Rashid is going to shoot a pretty good percentage. I thought Morgan Haney took some good ones today, and they're off of an extra pass, and I think that's what we've been working on. That's the movement. That's the connectivity on the court that you need to see. And that happened. And it's starting to happen and starting to click in that variety. And when a team is going zone, you got to knock down a couple of those, if they're going to collapse on and take away some of those interior, pockets on things.
We were tied multiple times in this game tonight. Just talk about the defensive effort of the team.
Yeah, the defensive effort was there, at times. And, Porter's a tough player. And, we had to win a 2-dribble war on the perimeter as they got downhill, and then we had to make a decision. Are we coming over to help with that, or are we staying home on her? Because you come over to help and they throw up a layup, now we've got to cover down responsibility on the weak side with traditionally a guard there where she's scooping up some offensive boards on some tough, hard misses. So I thought our guards did a really good job of adjusting. I thought late in the game, had to make a decision there if we were going to foul or not foul. Their guards are really good free throw shooters. I wanted to trust our defense. We had 2 timeouts to be able to get a stop and then, come back down, get a quick score. We've got another opportunity to foul and then elongate the game. So, as you make those, knee-jerk reactions of do you foul, do you not foul, like that was one that I felt like we could get the stop as their guards would have to get to the bag. I didn't think they wanted to take a 3, and that's what they're good at. They're not as great. They're good, but not as great getting to the basket. And I thought we trusted our defense there. Tough call. With Velasco getting to the basket there. She's a heady, crafty player. And then now you have to elongate the game. Via advancement, some threes, and fouling.